Aloha, people. Now, today we're gonna be doing some boudin. All right. So I'm gonna give y'all a classic boudin recipe today. All right. This is a recipe that came from the old Acadians. So you're gonna need some garlic. This is garlic powder. Now you can use minced garlic if you want. Of course, you're gonna need hog casing. Right, you can get that at your local market or butcher. I use Cajun country rice. You're going to need some parsley flakes. If you want to use fresh parsley, that's fine too. Okay. Black pepper. Cayenne pepper. White pepper. And now traditionally they use pork liver. Okay. Today I'm using chicken liver because it's a milder tasting liver. I'm not a huge fan of liver, but I like boudin a lot. So I use chicken liver to go in my boudin. Alright, you're also going to need pork. Alright, today I got 22.33 pounds of pork. This is a lot of pork meat. Alright, you're going to need green onions. I got plenty of those. Lots of green onions. And your Trinity, right? This is a 5-pound bag of onions, bell pepper, celery, and some parsley flakes. Okay? So this is what you're going to need for the boudin. A 6-gallon jambalaya pot that I'm using. So what we're going to do is get that good and hot, and then I'm going to brown these off like I do a pork roast, one at a time. Going in with my first one. Now, ooh, damn, it smells good. Now guys, for this particular portion of it, you don't want to put your lid on, because if you do, that pork's going to sweat and all the water's going to come out of there and you're not going to get a good brown on your roast. So leave your cover off while you're doing this. So you see how this nice and brown crust, right? That's what you're looking for right there. Now this little black crust, that's just the seasoning that's on the pork. Alright, but you want this nice and brown on the outside. That's going to extremely change your flavor of the boudin. Now I'm going to brown off this one. Now you see all this seasoning right here. Now that will be going back in, guys. Okay? Whenever I'm ready to put some water in there, I'm going to put some in this pan and I'm going to dissolve that and then I'm going to pour that in my pot. Alright, what I'm going to do is take this liver and I'm going to chop it up real good. Now this is 2 pounds of chicken liver. Alright, I've done browned everything. If you look at the bottom of the pot there, that's what you're looking for, okay? That's that good nana on a gratin. as we call it. I'm going to let them onions get all that gratin off the bottom of the pot. Now I'm going to sweat these onions down. So this time I'm going to go ahead and put my cover on the pot. Where some water will accumulate from the onions and get down there and get all that stuff off the bottom of the pot. Alright, guys, you notice I got a lot of green onions. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I got 6 of these. 3 of these are going to go in the pot while I'm cooking. And 3 of these are going to be used to mix the cold mix whenever I start putting it in the casing. So this right here I'm going to put aside and put it back in the ice box, and we'll cut that up tomorrow. At this point I'm going to go ahead and put my chicken liver in with my onions. I'm going to saute that down with my onions. I'm going to let that cook for a little while now. Okay, now the green onions that I cut up, I'm going in with those. Alright guys, it's been cooking for about 5 minutes since I put the green onions in. Okay. All the water has come out of the onions. Some of the onions are starting to get translucent. Right? The chicken liver's kind of cooked in there. All the gratin on the bottom of the pot has come off. If you could smell that right now, God, dog. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put my 2 big roasts into the pot. And we're going to lay them in the pot like that. May have to stand them up though. Okay, to fit both of them. Alright. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put some water in here. I'm going to dissolve all of the seasoning in here. And that's going to go straight into the pot. You don't want to waste none of that seasoning. Alright? That's 1 gallon of water, y'all. That's a 6-gallon pot. 22 pounds of pork. 2 pounds of chicken livers. And all my seasoning. So now I'm going to put this, set it on to let it come to a boil and just let it slow simmer all day until the pork just falls apart. Crank up your Cajun music, crack open a beer and enjoy the day. I want to make a couple shout outs. The first one is to Surf and Sapo. I just want to tell him I appreciate him actually shouting out to me in his video. So here's the Boudin I told you I was going to make. Salute. I got a couple more shout outs I want to put out there. Bruce, if you're watching, Bruce Fife, he was my project manager over there in Nigeria. So I want to shout out to him. John Ramshaw, I want to shout out to him. George Engelbrett, Trevor Murray. Just tell you, brother, had a great time in Nigeria. So this is going to cook most of the day, guys. It's going to cook until that bone comes completely out of the meat. And then after that, it's going to cook some more until it just falls apart. So we'll just update you every now and then and show you the progress. Traditionally, they'll boil the meat and then they put it through a grinder, okay? I don't put my meat through a grinder at all. I cook it till it falls apart. And whenever I can mash it up with my wooden spoon, it's ready to go. This is my dog, Sophie. She's an English Mastiff. She likes that bone. That's the bone that just came out of that pot right there. She's loving it. So she's doing her part making the boudin. Okay guys, it's done. At this point, I have shut off the fire. I'm gonna let it cool. Once it cools off enough, I'm gonna stick it in another pot that'll actually fit in my refrigerator. Alright guys, I'm starting my transfer. Transfer it into this pot, let it cool off a little bit more before I actually stick it in the ice box. That's my LEM grinder. That's my mixer. This will be the first time I actually use it. My wife got it for me for Christmas, and I'll actually use it today for my boudin. I mix up the rice, and there is my 10-pound stuffer. We'll be using that today as well. Alright guys, it's the next morning and it's time to mix my boudin. This has been sitting in the ice box all night. Okay, I'm going to take this and pour it into my mixer. Lock it in place. I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna start out with 8 cups of rice. Sure beats the heck out of mixing it with your hand. Now we're going to check the consistency. Alright, we put 8 cups of rice in there. I'm going to go with 5 more cups of rice. It's going to be 13 cups total. Now it's time for my raw green onions that my wife cut up yesterday. So we had about 25 pounds of meat, 13 cups of cooked rice, and 3 bunches of green onions to go in here. Now we also cooked 3 bunches with it, which y'all seen what I did yesterday. Now this right here is ready to put in the casing.
Dit la musique en français, ma parole arrêtée. Une nouvelle pour tout ce monde, elle va jamais arrêter parce que la de ma musique en français. Les frissons me prend à chaque fois j'entends la musique française. Les vieux aiment la tonne, les jeunes aiment la tonne. Tout ça, moi je peux comprendre. Tous les gains aiment la tonne et moi j'aime la musique en français. Les frissons me prend à chaque fois j'entends la musique française.
Okay, so you see the basic way to make boudin. I've made this. This is the first round of boudin. I'm going to go ahead and finish and make the rest of my boudin, and then I'll come back and talk to you. Alright guys, this is the boudin I came out with. Right, they're all linked up, ready to go. Now I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, and we're going to make what little bit left we have, we're going to make some boudin balls.